After the World War II, the United States introduced a new information weapon that was able to destroy communism. It was the mass culture based on the spreading around of modern musical rhythms, popularization of violence, sex and drugs. Later, the main opponent of the United States, the Soviet Union, has been defeated. It becomes clear that mass culture has the ability to distract people from participation in the historical and political processes. Secret services have organized a number of projects aimed at the degradation of ideals and moral values among youth throughout the world. The special project, Scum, is one of the things over the Eastern Europe. The basis of the project was the creation of an antihero carrying the ideas of filth, drugs addiction and violence to the mass. KGB presents Top Secret, the special project, Scum. To make a Scum, they were looking for a character. Such a cool guy. So you're cool guy. Cool guy. Did you ever see such a cool guy? Fucking shit. I'm absolutely cool, man. Shortly, the special project, Scum, was based on the principle, monkey see, monkey do. Yankees were operated from the Secret Service in Kiev. Next, they contacted agents in provinces. In general, it was Donetsk and Lugansk. It was always enough cool guys there. Many agents and participants of the project were completely disappeared during the process. After, searching started at the ZP City. 2013. ZP City. An agent Vladislav Levatovsky, on the mission to recruit a cool guy. I was not ready for this project. Problems with my wife, laziness. Frankly, I did not know how to cope with the project. Ramiel was really interested in. He convinced me easily that he clearly understand the task, especially because there was a money interest. Ramiel Stalivarov, 29 years old, the son of an Afghan psycho and a Ukrainian tailor. He was excluded from a school for poor learning and hooliganism, was convicted. At the age of 23, he was recruited by secret services. Ramiel contacts his old mate Boris Brooy. Boris Brooy, 27 years old, the teacher in a musical college. Absolutely unremarkable and cheesy fellow. He is lack of talent but dreaming to become popular. Let's turn to the past a little bit. Ramiel and Boris always competed about who is more tough, who can do more pull-ups, more push-ups, who got hotter pussies, who will go to the party with senior students. Ramiel was fond of adventures, to walk on the roofs, to scoff at old women. Boris had a guitar. Cheeks liked it. Ramiel always was very jealous when Boris was successful and showed how cool he was. Sincerely, Boris's songs were shitty. His songs were very nice. He was the pride of our school. And Ramiel, I do not even want to talk about him. Once it was a quiz called Love at First Sight. As far as I know, boys argued about who will win this time. Ramiel had a pimple on his nose that day. He was not chosen by any girl. Boris won. Ramiel became furious. There was a fight and soon we excluded him from the school. This title was found in the school number 69. It was saved badly, but we were able to restore it in our laboratory. Examination makes it clear that the title belongs to those school times. According to the analysis of handwriting, it was made by Boris. Ramiel turned to crime. He was smuggling on an international scope. Secret services got him and take him under the pressure. Boris entered musical college after he finished the school. Later he started to work as a music teacher. But Boris always wanted to be on the big stage. 10 years later Ramiel appears and promises to make Boris a superstar. Top secret. The special project, Scum. The special feature of the project was the preparation called FQ13. It was the American product which increased the level of leadership and charisma. The preparation was used in the 20th century. Everyone remembers how John Kennedy walloped Richard Nixon in the pre-election debate in the 1960s. He was under the influence of the preparation.
That we are achieving everything as a nation that we should achieve. That we're achieving a better life for our citizens and greater strength. Then I agree. I think you should vote for Mr. Nixon. But if you feel that we have to move again in the 60s.
Another example is the victory of Viktor Yanukovych in the presidential elections. In fact, the preparation is based on a quite old formula. It was used even by Lincoln in the USA. That was started from there. Both Kennedys, Martin Luther King, used the preparation to achieve their goals. Despite the danger, there is a high probability that their assassinations are a result of taking the preparation. It's like a side effect. But this is about only Western leaders. As for Khrushchev, Gorbachev and Yanukovych, they were thrown away from office. Such an interesting feature. Regarding the project Scum, the formula has been largely changed. Ramil's audio diary.
Я не верю ни в какие препараты. Я вообще никогда не верю. Я ненавижу Бориса. Он бездарный и мелкий прыщ. Я выставлю его на посмешище, а затем покажу, на что способен.
Ramil wanted to prove to the whole world that he is a cool guy. He invented an unusual way to get rid of the special services, but later we will say more. Meanwhile, Ramil robbing a research institute. He transported the necessary equipment to the building of the boiler station at Kichkis district. Considering the words of witnesses, Ramil is constantly dragged packages with expired rice and Asian erotic posters there. At the time, a special project, Scum, is in full swing. A new meeting with Boris gave Ramil a chance for payback. Boris gave his agree to take FQ-13. The fateful night. Boris takes the preparation. His body started to cover with tattoos. Boris became a scum.
Скома надо сбить. Если пидор заебал, первым бей козла по пасти. Фарту тебе в этом масти. Если пидор заебал, первым бей козла по пасти. Фарту тебе в этом масти. Самое главное в жизни — воровать и драться. Крысу нужно наказывать и истреблять. Вывел крысу, накажи, затем истребли.
This jerk Ramil came to me and said that he has some kind of a super project in which I need to take part, and even invest some money. I was surprised because he did not like Boris since childhood. And that's considering that Boris has always been absolutely zero and Ramil is a tone deaf. But somehow he convinced me. He did not deliver promised equipment, so we shoot by the phone. Guy's behavior was very strange. I understood they were lying to me. Ramil even had to return my money to make a cut of our record. Later I found out that he had borrowed 3 times more money from my mother. And while we were shooting, somebody took out a microwave TV set and a Sony PlayStation from my apartment. We were chilling. Ramil appeared. He brought this demo. I realized it was made slapdash and we will have problems. Ramil said that everything will be okay, it's just a demo. I said to hide it away, not to show anybody. The video was online just next morning.
Я ширяюсь проституткой, я имею геморрой, я имею сифилис, имею спид. Я был трижды осужден по 117 статье, я для общества отброс и паразит. Я тифозник, я козел, я семью свою извел, я помог соседке лечь пораньше в гроб. Я пишу на всех доносы, я страдаю от тоски, я снуюсь в вонючей хате, словно клоп. Я мразь, я мразь.
There was total insanity. The whole world was crazy about the Scum. The calculations were made at the highest level. It has worked in the best way. Ramiel did not like it. He just wanted to laugh at Boris. During the shooting, he constantly whispered in my ear, "Look at the Boris, he is complete butthead." The success of Boris was getting him mad. Boris really rocked out. At the Directorate of the Kiev Secret Service, they took a closer look at the project. The agent Levatovsky was forced to retire. They put a bodyguard to Boris, Vita Strelchuk, the best agent in Ukraine. Boris was hidden from the eyes of people. Also, they decided to kick out Ramel's ass, but he escaped. Eminem was rather impressed by Boris. Money was the main reason. The Directorate in Kiev quickly got in touch with an American artist. Eminem set a condition. "If Boris so evil, we will work with him." Boris replied. Eminem was pleased.
That was good.
It was decided to organize a concert urgently. This title was made by Boris at that period. At the same time, Boris have problems with the church. He is a deceiver and embodiment of evil. Why do you glorify the devil? This is his music. Everything you heard now was forbidden by the ancient people. There have been rumors that Boris's lyrics made planes crash. The level of criminality increased. This was happened just in a few days. Let's listen to Marilyn Manson comments. Boris is a real scum. He takes away all my fans. I only want him to die. Ramiel thought he was a great scientist. Endless games with special services made him tired. They got him in Voronezh, Afghanistan, and even at the North Pole. Ramiel decided to hide from them once and for all. Ramiel was hiding at the factory Super Transformator. He took as a hostage a Korean engineer, Lee Kung-ki, which expanded Dnipro Electric Station in the 70s.
33 сеанса облучения.
And two of his sons. Ramiel wanted them to create a teleport device to hide him from the special services in Brazil.
Все увидят, на что я способен. Я создам этот аппарат и скроюсь. Жаль, конечно, там, куда я отправляюсь, никто не узнает о моем изобретении.
Of course, the teleport did not work at all. During researches, Lee Kung-ki and his sons died. At the same time, the biggest concert in the history of mankind is being prepared. The whole world wants to see Boris. Ticket sales was so great that it seemed necessary to build a city-sized stadium. Meanwhile, a hunt for Boris started. CIA demands to bring him to the USA. With that mission, special agents were sent to ZP City, Chokimoki, and Bob Ramstein. The USA government decided to study the effect of FQ-13 on Boris. Under certain conditions, he should be cloned. It was planned to create the quartet with 4 Borises at the same time and to start the band in Eastern Europe. At the same time, on the other flank, an urgent eliminating crew was organized. It included 3 priests: Andrei Shevchenko, Kiev; Okloby Sivanov, Moscow; and Pepe Albertazzi, the champion of the Vatican in the fight against the dark forces. The aim of the crew, to eliminate the scum in the person of Boris Brooy. Kiev did not like interference from outside. Vita Strelchuk received the task, to leave Boris in the territory of Ukraine whatever it takes. So the hunters arrived to ZP City. I like the idea of cloning. I decided to make my own clones and put them in different parts of the city. It worked well enough for a while. Just to fool our guests, Boris and I moved around the city all the time. Every day we changed 3 or 4 apartments. We were rarely slept or ate. 10 days later we were completely exhausted. About the guests, they really had troublings. First of all, cool guys, and at second,
Метамфетамин, марихуану и метадон.
7 мешков марихуаны, оружие и боеприпасы.
at the end agents and priests were completely and irretrievably lost. The special project, Scum, choked on its own vomit. A call came from the main office. The tension went down and we could rest. And then we fell asleep like bears under the snow. It was a mistake. I woke from the fact that I was being gagged. Also, I was tied up. Then I saw Ramiel for the first and the last time. He took out a knife, woke up Boris and began to speak. He said, I was stealing, cheating, taking the risks. I was getting out of my way, and who am I now? Everybody fucks me off. And you, only were strumming, mumbling, and this is it, you are the star. This all thanks to me. And where is your gratitude? Then Ramiel stabbed Boris. I would call this story Mozart and Salieri, cool guys. The death of Boris was a great secret. The body was hidden in this fridge. Nobody knew what to do. For a whole week we were hunting for him around the region. Orekov City, Tokmak City. Got this asshole in Melitopolis.
Блядь, сука, здесь в хамне! Сык, баблу! Сука, взяли. Рубай нахуй.
Ну, бля, мужики, что мы возимся? Оформили его, забираем.
Дайте насладиться моментом. Ну шо, Аладдин? Чё грустный такой? Я лампу потерял, а? Я угораю, честно говоря. Ну всем посрать, я обосрался. Фоточку сделай мне. Видео не снимай.
Хорош трындеть, машина уже приехала, веди его.
We locked him up. A bit later, he hanged himself right in a cell. Many people then joked that he teleported. We buried him at the old abandoned cemetery. Now, no one remember where is his grave. The most interesting, that evening, when Ramiel hanged himself, the body of Boris disappeared. Now it is clear that he just got away alive. Is it were mystics or the organic reaction to the preparation of no one knows? We started to search him. 2 weeks later Boris was noticed on the market in Istanbul, but he escaped. Effect of the preparation FQ13 was neutralized as a result of Boris's clinical death. Despite the changes in his personality stay unchanged. He was quickly forgotten. New internet stars have appeared. Special services for a long time tried to find Boris, but unsuccessfully. The change of political power caused the closing of the special project, Scum, and declassification of all materials. Now Boris works in the kitchen at Azerbaijan.
Эти ебаные гении. Их постоянно, сука, нет. Ну как есть, ну. Они куда-то, блядь, быстро деваются. И дурить никого нельзя. Ну как можно, ну. Накажут. Накажут. Остается честным путем. Честным путем. Честным путем.
Believe me or not, our story is ending. But the audience should not be upset. Next will be new amazing stories and new special projects. New Mozart and new Salieri. Because the human scum is immortal. It will not be boring. Let me leave you with this. For a long time we could not find the grave of Ramiel. Until we found one small title.